Hello, good afternoon everybody. Thanks for staying so long. It's been a long day, an exciting day. You have seen a lot of things, I'm sure. Who has been at the HP booth already, seeing what we are showing here? Cool, few people. So my name is Axel. I'm from HP, obviously. I want to talk about a couple of things today. It won't take too long actually, but I want to highlight a few things from our side. I want to talk to you about HP workstations for Autodesk and the advantage that you gain through that. I want to show you briefly what we are having on the booth if you haven't been there yet, to give you a glimpse what you can see there. And the last thing that was also the main theme of the presentation today, I'm going to talk about something that's not available today, but that's coming in the close future to give you an idea into HP R&D, what we are working on, and where we are heading and what kind of technology you might see in the near future from HP. That's kind of an exclusive glimpse into HP R&D, what we are working on. So to start with, one letter C. If you remember one thing in the next 20 minutes, it's the letter C, please. All the other things you might forget. What does C stand for? C stands for HP workstations which are certified for Autodesk applications. All our workstation product lines, all our products under this product line start with the letter C. So what do we have there? We have C desktop workstations that some of you might use already for Autodesk today. We have something called ZBooks, which are mobile workstations certified with Autodesk applications, and we have something called C displays, which are professional, high resolution, high quality displays that go together with the C workstations. That's basically the whole product lineup. So everything starts with C. Whenever you hear somebody from HP talking about C, it has to do with workstations, and it's very likely certified for Autodesk basically. As HP, you know we are long in the market. When we talk about workstations in HP, we do this stuff since the mid of the 80s. We are more than 30 years in the workstation market. We have survived many competitors. We have seen SGI, Sun, other companies coming, going. Today we are by far the number one in the market. In the Middle East we have a market share of about 60% when it comes to workstations for professional users. And on a global level, about 43–44% of all architectural and engineering companies use HP workstations today. Just to give you an idea. So when we talk about workstations in HP, and I'm also kind of a techie, we have something that we call the CDNA. This is what we build our workstation products on for you, which is based on 3 pillars, which means innovation, performance, and reliability. Whenever we develop a product, it has these kind of 3 features. So what does it mean? Innovation means whenever there's new technology coming to market, either developed in HP or from any of our partners, AMD here for instance, we have Barco here as well, we take this technology first and it goes into workstation products, and 2–3 years later in time you might see it in standard PC products. Examples for instance are, if you think about SSD drives, which are standard in a high performance product today, we are using this in workstations for the past 5 years maybe. You see it now going mainstream into the PCs as well, and many other examples there as well. Performance is very clear. HP workstations are the highest performance PC-like products that you get on the market today. We basically start where a commercial PC ends. You know, on a commercial PC today you get an i5, i7, 8, 16 GB of memory, some decent graphics, 2–4 GB. This is where we start in the workstation lineup, and from there we take it up. Basically up to the ultimate product, which is called the C840 in HP. You can have a look over there, which delivers up to 36 cores of processing power, up to 2 terabyte of memory actually, if you need this, 2000 gigabyte of memory in one machine, and blazing graphics with up to 24 GB of graphics memory and so on. So basically everything where the PC ends, stepping up. If you are an AutoCAD users, for instance, they usually step up from a PC to an entry-level workstation, which is a fully certified and tested configuration by HP and Autodesk. So you have full support for this configuration, which you would not have on a PC platform. And then you can scale it all the way up, depending on the performance that you require. So what is HP and Autodesk? We have a long-standing relationship together. we basically together optimize solutions for you as Autodesk application users. HP, as I mentioned, is the market leader when it comes to Autodesk hardware on a global level. We in HP have technical experts who are dedicated only for Autodesk, who work very closely with Autodesk to optimize and certify all of our workstation configurations, and also to ensure if there's any problems that come back from you from the field, anything that doesn't work, that it's been fixed quickly and reliable. So we have dedicated people that work closely on a global level with Autodesk to ensure reliability and performance. We also work very closely actually with the Autodesk reseller base worldwide to ensure whenever an Autodesk license has been sold that those resellers can recommend the right HP configuration for it. And Omnix is the best example here today for this event. And we have one thing that you might not be aware of, which we call HP Performance Advisor. This is a software that comes pre-installed on every HP workstations. It automatically detects any Autodesk application that's installed on your system, and you can optimize the hardware performance for this specific application with one click. It does changes in the BIOS, it does changes in the graphic driver. It checks if you have the correct certified driver installed. If not, it gives you the option to automatically download the driver and install it. You don't need to search for it, things like that. It's called HP Performance Advisor. Very useful tool to optimize the performance for any Autodesk applications with a single click, basically. And if you want to know what kind of configurations are certified for what Autodesk application, you find this all on our webpage, sorted by application and sorted by HP system, graphics and so on, so you can check exactly what combination has been tested and certified. And we have another thing which we call the Workstation Product Finder from HP. That's a simple tool on our webpage where you just basically tick the boxes what kind of Autodesk applications you are using, and then it gives you a recommendation, good, better, best, of fully tested and certified configurations by HP and Autodesk. So that's something, if you are not sure what kind of performance level do I need, what kind of system, how much memory do I need, you can use the product finder, and it gives you 3 options depending also on budget, basically, good, better, best, what is fully tested and certified. So this is just a glimpse of what we do in the workstation business. I told you I want to show you briefly here what we show at our booth if you haven't seen it yet, so you have the opportunity afterwards to come there. Of course, we show C workstations with Autodesk applications, very obvious. And we do this together today with AMD FirePro graphics, which basically give you a perfect price-performance ratio for your applications. We show a new product for the first time in the Middle East here. Nobody has seen this before in the region. It's called ZBook Studio. ZBook Studio is, I would call it's the first true mobile workstations. You know, for you use mobile workstations for Autodesk already. They are around since a long time, but they always had some kind of performance bottleneck. You didn't have the full graphics. You had to work with Intel Core i processors. There was no Xeon processor on mobile. What you can see here, the ZBook Studio is the first mobile workstation with a full Intel Xeon processor. So no Core i, Xeon processor, professional graphics, 32 GB of ECC memory, even error correction memory, in the slimmest and total lightweight form factor. Please have a look over there later and check it out, and it's fully certified by Autodesk already. One more thing that's interesting, when we talk about technical application requirements today, we often think about graphics, we think about memory, processor, and we forget about storage. The biggest bottleneck today, and for many applications, is actually storage. Whenever you wait in front of your PC to do something, you usually wait to load data from the hard drive. And it starts with the boot up time, which can take up to 2 minutes until you get your desktop, basically. So we have a solution that's called HPC Turbo Drive. That's basically the next generation after SSD. You know, people, for the last 20 years, we used standard hard drives, spinning drives. There was no real progress in performance on the hard drive. Then we went to SSDs. We had a big step, like 3-4 times the performance of a hard drive. We have a solution that's called HPC Turbo Drive, which plugs into the PCI Express slot, and it gives you 4 times the speed of a regular SSD today. So this is 14 times faster than a hard drive and 4 times faster than any SSD on the market. 2 gigabyte per second throughput. What does it mean? I mean, you guys, for instance, as an example, if you have a HD movie, a compressed HD movie on your hard drive, which is 2 to 4 gigabyte normally, this whole movie would copy in 2 seconds. That's it. So blazing fast, and we have this available on our normal desk-based workstations and even on the new mobile workstations. So the ZBook Studio has C Turbo Drive in it, up to 2 terabyte of storage with this kind of speed. That's a real milestone when it comes to storage compared to the last 20 years where there was no real progress. Today we are 14 times faster than a hard drive, and you can move 2 gigabytes of data within 1 second. Another interesting thing, I don't know who of you has seen it, the 3D monitor over there. This is a fully interactive 3D display, high resolution, that allows you, with the help of middleware from TechVis, for instance, the guys are also at our booth, to convert any kind of Autodesk application into a full immersive experience for your desk. So it's a 24-inch display, full HD resolution, very crisp 3D image, and fully interactive with a pen that you can select objects in 3D in front of you, move them around and so on. Please have a look at it. We show it at the booth as well. And then you can scale it further when we go more into the immersive worlds. We are working together with Barco here, and Barco and Intertek show a solution which is a fully high resolution, large immersive cave that enables you to take your Revit data, for instance, and fully immerse in it. You put 3D glasses on, they are tracked, so if you move your head, the object is moving as well. You have a flight stick which allows you to fly basically through the whole 3D data. And you can see it at our booth. Please come there and have a look. Excuse me. So this basically shows you the whole range of solutions, starting from the typical AutoCAD users who needs a little bit more than a PC, going into 3D Studio Max, the guys who need a lot of rendering performance, CPU performance with the high-end workstations, going into desk-based 3D immersive solutions, and then scaling into large 3D rooms, basically, what we can do today. But this is basically just a start. I mean, augmented reality, 3D immersion becomes more and more important, so I want to give you an idea what we are working on. Of course, I can't tell you everything, but there's a lot of cool stuff coming, so I want to give you a glimpse of what you can expect over the next months and years from HP. There's one theme in HP that we are working on, and we call it blended reality. So to give you an idea, I show you a short movie, what we mean by blended reality in HP. Do you have sound?
Work and play. But sometimes the experience falls short. We live in 3D, yet technology lives in 2D. So when we want to create, we hit barriers. Our imaginations are limited to clicks and taps. We believe technology can be humanized. It can close the gap to blend the physical with the digital, enabling us to create with the tools we were born with. Or we can grab something, mash something, and make something even better. This is the vision and the promise we call blended reality. And with it, we're reimagining a whole new world of possibilities.
So I'll give you a little idea what we mean with that. There were two kind of buzzwords in this short video. One was we blend basically the physical world with the digital world. Today that's two complete different things. And the other thing is we humanize the way how we interact with technology. For the last since we invented the computers long time back, we have a keyboard, we have started using mouse in the 90s, and that's it. But that's not how humans normally work. So we work on new ways to interact with technology. I cannot disclose this today, but you should stay tuned throughout next year. There's things coming out from HP. And the other thing, what do we mean with blending physical and digital world? Basically, what we want to do, we want to take any object from the physical world take it easily into the digital world by scanning it in 3D or any means of doing that, modifying it in the digital world with Autodesk applications and bringing it easily back into the physical world by basically what we call 3D printing, right? So you take something from here, you take it into a digital format, you work on it, and on the other side it comes out as a new solution with a 3D printer. And HP is working on the whole end-to-end workflow for that. There's a lot of solutions out today which are, I would call it proof of concept. Some of them are not too bad. You can do 3D printing today, but it's not really what people desire. There's a lot of things missing today. So if you look at this, there's two pieces of this concept basically. There needs to be a solution how I bring my 3D physical object into a digital world. And the middle thing is covered by Autodesk, basically how to modify it. And then you need to have a solution how to bring it back into the physical world. So for the first part, HP developed something that we call HP Sprout project. I don't know if you have heard of this. It's actually a released product in the consumer world today, but this is only the start. This is a whole new concept. So I will show you a short movie what we do in the consumer world, which gives you an idea how this could in the future be applied into for commercial use. So this is basically just a start what we are doing there.
Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. You can do what you want, the opportunity's on. And if you find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it all true, and you can make it undo. You see, it's easy. You only need to know. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do, you know that there are.
Sprout by HP. With Intel RealSense technology inside, now you can bend the rules of creativity outside.
So this is actually something you can do today already. It's not released in the Middle East as a product, but in some areas of the world we sell this already in the consumer space. It's not a commercial product today, but you can see where we are heading, of course. There's a lot of work to be done still. Sprout is something, it's basically several technologies in one combined in one new kind of computer hardware. You have a projector which projects an image. So you have a screen and then you have an image on this mat in front of you. So you have two images basically. Of course you have a keyboard and everything on this mat. You have a scanner, a 3D scanner, and this device which allows you to put any object on this mat in front of you and scan it in 3D and bring it into the digital world. And you have a 3D camera basically to do this from all angles. So within a few minutes basically you can take any object of a decent size today, like that fits on this mat, and scan it in 3D and bring it in high quality into the digital world and work on it. But this is just a start, of course. This is not a commercial grade product today, so we're working on enhancing this. Enhancing the resolution, enhancing the scanning capabilities and everything to make this a full commercial product that allows you in the future, for instance, to scan spare parts. You might have a mechanical part and you need a copy of it, so you are able to scan it in 5 minutes. You get it into a computer, you can modify it. Now, of course, you need to get it out on the other end. You need 3D printing technology. And of course, being HP, we are actually the global leader in printing, not in 3D printing today, but in inkjet printing and laser printing, everything. Of course, you can imagine we work on 3D printing as well. It's no secret, and we announced something already. We are going slow with that because the technology that's available today is not up to a grade that we require for commercial customers. But I show you again a short video, and then I show you what we are working on when it comes to 3D printing.
HP's multi-jet fusion technology enables the world to realize the full potential of 3D printing in fully functional parts. HP transforming agents could control texture, friction, strength, elasticity, electrical properties, thermal properties, and more. Imagine a single part with stiffness optimized in some areas, elasticity in others, or wear resistance and friction customized where needed. Or imagine printing a complete electromechanical module in a single 3D build without requiring further assembly. HP's full system solutions could allow inventors to design and build assemblies that have form and function surpassing what can be imagined and manufactured today. The list of future possibilities seems endless.
So of course I can't show you the whole story, but you get an idea what we are working on. This is not a 3D printing that you see today. This is the real 3D printing that we are working on. What is different? First of all, it's much faster. 3D printing solutions today, you talk about minutes, if not hours, to print a part. This solution will be more than 10 times faster than any competing solution on the market today, at a much lower cost per piece that you need to print. And the other thing is, of course, the quality that you print. Today, you can print a device with a single material of a decent size with a single color. This is not what people want. We are experts in color printing. What we want is to print any kind of 3D object with unlimited colors, and not only for the whole piece, basically. You can define the color per voxel, which means per drop that we put on this device. And there are millions, if not billions, of drops to build one object, and each drop can have these parameters. For each drop you can define the color. For each drop, imagine you can define the elasticity, for instance. So you can build one object with different elasticity parameters in different areas of this object. Transparency, you can change the transparency for each single drop that you put there. It can be fully transparent on one side, and it can be different on the other side. You can change the texture. So we will basically print real objects. You don't just print something which is a single color, which looks like a piece of plastic. You can print complete objects. You could print complete electronic devices potentially. So that's what we are working on. I show you that because we announced this already. It's of course not available today, but please stay tuned. There will be news throughout the next 2 years, and this solution is not too far away. This is the real commercial manufacturing 3D printing basically that we are working on. And yeah, with that I want to leave you already. Thanks for your attention. Please come to our booth. We show a lot of interesting things there, and whoever wants to talk more in detail, we are all available here for the rest of the day. Thank you very much.